Alright, so in this video we're going to be doing the Shepard Fairey style portrait. First step is to find a picture for your intro image or the first Shepard Fairey one that you're going to do. You can do any celebrity, any picture you have. The only thing I recommend is making sure you kind of have a neutralized person, meaning there's no kind of crazy background. So any of those studio prints you have or any kind of studio taken picture of a celebrity or anyone, it's fine with me. Once you've found your picture, go ahead and save it and open it to Photoshop. First thing you're going to do in Photoshop is go up to File, Image, Image Size. All I need you to do in this step is write down the width and the height. So for my width, I'm going to write down 9.2. And then for the height, I'm going to write down 5.2. I'm going to round that up to 5.2. You also want to make sure you're in inches. So if you're in pixels, it might be a kind of crazy high number. So make sure you're in inches. Keep your inches as your measurement. Don't need to change anything other than that. Just make sure you have it written down. Then click OK. Next step, you're going to go up to File, New. When you make your new document, you're going to keep the same width and the height. So for my width I had 9.2, for my height was 5.2, but I'm going to round up my height and I'm going to add, so it's going to be 8.2 by 9.2. So whatever your height was, add 3 inches to that. Keep your resolution at 150. And then create. So your new document is going to be a little bit bigger than your last image. That's exactly what you need. So the next step, you're going to be taking the person out of the background. So you're going to be cutting, I'm going to be cutting out J. Cole from his background. And I'm going to do that by using the quick selection tool, which is going to be on the left-hand side in your toolbar. And it's the paintbrush that kind of has the dotted circle around it. So once you click on that, you're going to get this circle with a little plus in the middle, and that's going to be your paintbrush. If you need to change the size, you can come up here, click on the little circle, and you can change the size to whatever you need. I recommend using a smaller one so you can get all the details and everything. And then all you're going to do is if you click and drag, it'll start to select parts of the figure. Try and keep as much as the background out if you can. I recommend also doing it in little pieces, so click, hold, and drag, let go. That way if you mess up and you need to go back, you can click Command Z and it doesn't take the whole image away. So once you got your image, if you're missing little pieces like these little pieces of hair up here, don't worry about missing out on those. Those aren't going to be too important. Once you have him, go ahead, click Command C or Command X to cut him out of the background or to cut your image out of the background. Go to your new document and hit Command V. So now that I've got my guy, J. Cole, pasted onto my new document, I'm going to go up to the Move tool so that I can move him around. For this image, since J. Cole kind of has the flat cut bottom here, I'm going to just drag him to the bottom so that, again, it's lined up with the bottom. If you have an image that's better up at the top or on the side, go ahead and work with those. To adjust the size of the image, I'm going to go click on Command T, which is going to give me the transformation tool. Hold down Shift to keep it under proportion, and then drag until you've got it filling up as much as that space as possible. It kind of looks a little blurry right now, but as soon as I let go, click Enter, you should come back to focus, just like that. Alright, so now that I have my image here, the next step is going to be kind of just playing with the image brightness and contrast and exposure. In order to do that, go ahead and go up to Image, Adjustments, Brightness and Contrast. I would increase the brightness just a little bit so that you have sharp highlights. I wouldn't go anywhere over 30, so kind of stick to the 25 area. Same thing with contrast, go up to about 20, 25 so that you get the difference between those lights and the darks. So our next step is going to be getting the highlights, shadows, and midtones, just like the Barack Obama poster. So in Shepard Fairey's Barack Obama poster, he has the different tones set out by the different colors. So he's got his dark blue, his light blue, his red, and then the kind of yellow tan color as his highlight. And we're going to be doing the same thing with our J. Cole or with your Shepard Fairey style portrait. So once you have everything squared away, go up to the top toolbar, click Select, Color Range. Where it says Sampled Color, so yours will say Sampled Color right here, go down, click on Shadows, then click OK. So this is going to select all the shadows in your image. Once you have that selected, hold down Command, click J, and that's going to make an extra layer. On your extra layer, so where it says layer 1 or layer 2, whatever layer you just made, double click on it and name it Shadows. We're going to be repeating these steps, so this is just our shadow layer. We're going to be repeating this step for both our midtone and our highlight. So once you've done your shadow layer, go back down, click on layer 1, go back up to Select, Color Range, and instead of shadows, this time we're going to do midtones. OK, Command J, and we're going to label it midtones. Again, we're going to go back to our main image. I'm going to name this one main image. Select, color range, highlights, OK. Command J, and we're going to name, this highlights. So when you are renaming it, make sure you're clicking on the text. If you don't click on the text, you're going to get this other box. If you get that other box, just click OK. Click on where the word is, and it'll let you change the name. All right, so now that we have all three of our layers that we're going to be changing, so we're only going to be changing the shadows, midtones, and highlights. What I need you to do is go to Google, search for Obama Hope poster or Obama Hope, find the Obama Hope poster, right click or control click, save image as, and then I need you to open it in Photoshop. Once you have it open in Photoshop, if you grab your eyedropper tool, which is going to be on the left-hand toolbar, click on the eyedropper. I want you to select the dark blue, so where his tuxedo jacket would be. Oops, go over to your new image. Since the navy blue is going to be our shadow, click on the shadow layer. Go up to Edit, Fill. Make sure the Preserve Transparency is checked. So you want it to be checked just like this. Click on Color. With your cursor, go down to where the navy blue is, which is down in the bottom left corner. Click on the navy blue so it changes to the color we want. And then you're going to click OK twice, and it's going to change that shadow layer to the navy blue, which is exactly what we want. So our next step is we're going to be doing the midtones. So go ahead and click on your midtones layer. Go back to your Obama poster, click on whatever color you want to be the midtones. I'm going to take the light blue. Go back to your J. Cole or your image. You're going to go to Edit, fill, color, and then again go down to the color that we selected, which is in the bottom left corner. Click on the light blue, and then double click on the OK. So it's going to change our light blue. Lastly, we're going to go to our highlights. Same exact thing, edit, or go to your Obama poster, sorry. Pick your next color. My next color is going to be, I'm going to go with this yellow color. You can do either the red or the yellow. Edit, fill, color, go back down to the color we selected. OK, OK, and that'll add our color. So the next part is a really important step. The next step you want to do is you want to scroll down to your background layer. On the background layer, you're going to click this eye so that you get the checkered pattern in the background. You really want to make sure that you don't have this selected so that it doesn't mess up the rest of your image. But once you have that done, go to your main image layer, right click on it, and click on Merge Visible. So that's going to merge all of the layers that have the eye selected. But since we didn't have our background layer, it's not going to select that one. All right, so the next part is kind of the fun part. Next part is kind of where you're going to mess around and you can alter your image as much as you want. But go ahead and create a new layer. With your new layer, go to the quick selection tool and you're going to start adding highlights and kind of details on where you think you need to. So with the quick selection tool, again, you can change your size to whatever you need to appear. This one's probably better to go even smaller because you just want to do small highlights, just like these little blue dots that we have up here. I'd like to add a few little blue highlights. I'm going to add just a little area right here. And you just got to kind of keep messing with it until you like the size. Which is taking me a little longer than I'd like. All right, once you got the size you like, control click or right click, fill with your quick selection tool, pick your color. Eyedrop tool, OK, OK, and then you're going to get your color, and you can alter that as much as you'd like. For time's sake, I'm just going to continue moving and continue working on this piece. So the next part is adding that background. So to add the background, go ahead and click on your eye again so that you have your background selected. The next part will be clicking on your rectangular marquee tool. And I want you to click and drag until you have about half of the image selected. And go top to bottom about halfway. Once you have that done, go back to your Barack Obama poster. With the eyedropper tool, select whatever colors you want to be the background. Since I haven't used this red yet, I'm going to use the red as my background. Right click, fill, color, just like we did before. Okay, okay. Not like that. Make sure you're in your background layer. I was in my main image layer, which added the red into my main image. I want it to be in the background layer. So Command fill, I'm in my red, and it adds it to the background. Since I have one side, I'm also going to do the other side, and I'm going to make sure I'm a little more halfway this time. So I'm going to have this one kind of cover a little bit over that one, all the way to the bottom. Click my eyedropper. Go back over to the rectangle tool. Again, make sure I'm on my background. Fill, color, yellow, okay, okay. All right, so that's my background. Kind of have everything going now, liking the way it's looking. So what I want to do next is I want to add the text. So to add the text, I'm going to go to the little T in your left-hand toolbar. Click on that. Same thing as your rectangular marquee tool. You're just going to drag as much text as you want. first thing you're going to want to do is increase the size. It usually starts with your size super small and it's hard to see. You're also going to want to change the color because the color is going to be the exact same color as you just had. So I'm going to use maybe the light blue as my color. And then you can type whatever you want. So one idea I had is I was looking up J. Cole quotes. So I'm just going to try and find a J. Cole quote that I like. Copy it. Take it into Photoshop. And then I'm just going to paste it in there. Size is too big right now, so I'm just going to change the size. You guys can also enter it if you want to, kind of space it out a little bit. If you need to move it, go back to your left-hand toolbar and click the move tool. Then you can space it anywhere that you'd like. If you need to change the text, just go back to your text and you can change it anyway you would like to. So that's what I've got for this one. I did this one real quick, so I'm hoping you guys can do a little bit better job than I did. But other than that, if you have any other questions, just please ask.